to like speech throughout all of high school and talk in front of all sorts of people, but I'm still shaking, so it's gonna be okay. I'll get through it, I promise. To start off, my name is Stephanie Husa. I am a sophomore student. I'm currently in the nursing program, and I am from a little tiny town in Iowa called Sioux Center. But I want to share my story with you tonight. It's a little different from everyone else. I got to deal with mental illness from looking from the outside in. I never personally experienced it with as of myself, but I was affected because I had a family member who was affected. And that took our whole lives into a nightmare, which really, really left a mark in my life, but it also, you could say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And so I want you to take from my story by almost visualizing and living through my nightmare, how we can prevent anything else like this from happening just here in our own rooms, our friend groups, all throughout campus. On Tuesday, March 6th of 2012 was the day that my life drastically changed. I learned that my little sister Caitlin, who was only in 8th grade at the time, had been diagnosed with the eating disorder anorexia nervosa. Her anorexia was accompanied by severe depression, anxiety, and obsessive compulsive disorder. I received the news holding a blank look on my face. I was too naive, immature, and ignorant to understand the depth of the matter at the time. As Caitlin's mental illness progressed, she began to exhibit more episodes and outbursts. One evening, and I can remember it as if it was just yesterday, I watched the true horror unfold in our dining room. Caitlin walked up the stairs and into the room and saw a glass of milk already poured for her at the table, stopped, and screamed. It was not the sound of a child, nor even a human. It was the sound of a nightmare. The heart-wrenching noise came from deep within her chest. She instantly started sobbing and folded it upon herself, crouching into a ball and sinking to the floor, rocking back and forth on her heels in the fetal position. Caitlin pleaded to my mom not to make her drink the simple glass of milk, hardly able to protest as she choked on her own sobs. A simple glass of milk. I cowered in the hallway behind the shadows, listening to my sister cry and cry and cry for half an hour. The mental illness had taken over her thoughts and her words, manipulating her. She acted as if she had been tortured and even demented. She was not Caitlin anymore. Caitlin's illness continued to spiral downward and out of control. She consumed herself in secrets and lies. One night, I woke up at 2 a.m. to hear pounding in the room next to mine. Caitlin had been working out night in and night in, trying to burn extra calories and doing it in the middle of the night, so no. At school, she would throw away her sack lunch and hide in the dirty bathroom stalls from her friends. She was embarrassed by herself. Caitlin would stare at herself in the mirror for a full hour every morning, analyzing her body's shape and size, noticing all of her blemishes. Caitlin underwent treatment at Bermuda Ranch in Phoenix, Arizona this summer of 2012, 1,467 miles from our family home. Sending Caitlin to treatment halfway across the United States was the only option we had left. She was going to die. Caitlin was released from intensive care in August. However, the following winter, she relapsed far worse than before. The screaming voice of anorexia in her head was now accompanied by dark thoughts of cutting and suicide. Her depression began to consume the little of her that was left. Her cries and yells were constant. I did anything I could to avoid being at home. I hated it there. She did not sleep. She did not see her friends. She began to threaten she would end her life. Just imagine someone in your family walking up to you, standing 2 inches from your face, and screaming at the top of their lungs they no longer want to be in this world. I was scared, and I was going to lose my little sister again. Our family sent Caitlin to treatment for a second summer in a row, this time located at Melrose Institute in Minneapolis, Minnesota. While at treatment, Caitlin regained 45 pounds. Imagine 45 pounds as a little 8th grader. That's a lot of weight. Body weight that allowed her to reach the very the very bottom of her goal range. Body weight that she should have had, and lost body weight that made her look like she was a walking skeleton. Caitlin was cleared to finally return home in July of 2013. So far, her days of treatment have ended, and Caitlin is a survivor, just as our family is too. And that's a good reminder, because the battle in her head fails to cease. Her mental illness still flares up during stressful times. This past winter, I received the unfortunate news and discovered that Caitlin had submitted to cutting herself. She hid the scars at the top of her thighs so no one would find them. Scars that make me cringe and want to vomit every time I see them. I watched from the outside, the supportive side. Was I supportive? No. Was there everything Caitlin didn't need? Excuse me. I picked at her. I pried at her. Or I simply ignored what was happening. I would ask my parents what she was doing wrong. If she was declining, I made fun of her. Why? To be honest, I don't know. I was young and stupid, a heartless, moody, hormonal teenager, selfish. Whatever it was, I would do anything to go back in time and change it all. I wake up from flashback nightmares to everything Caitlin went through and wish I could change it all. That would be my one wish. I imagine I'd come home to find her no longer there. Or imagine I'd be the one to find her. From the supportive side, do not let it ever come to this. Guilt is a very, very powerful feeling. And I thank God every day for saving me the suffering of alternate consequences for Caitlin. I don't believe I deserve it, but I know she does. Be there. It sounds cliche, even to me, but you can help. Please reach out to a friend who you believe may be struggling emotionally or mentally. Seek out adults and counselors, and utilize Creighton Student Health Services, and even get involved in active minds. There is help. Do not ever believe that there isn't any. Because right now, there's a girl standing in front of you who said she wasn't going to cry and is. And if you see me and you have an issue, literally just pull me aside and I will talk to you. I might not know you from anywhere, but you know that I'm here. Because I do care. Never shrug something off to this magnitude either. As time progresses, so does its severity, and there is a point of no turning back. If my family had not gotten involved with Caitlin's mental illness and acted as quickly as we did, the present could look so different. I might not be standing here in front of you right now, or I could be preaching to you about something else that happened to Caitlin. I learned my life lesson the hard way. Please learn from my mistakes. The struggle is definite, but the future is so